Welcome to the instructional video for the Calculator's Inventory Management and Forecasting System, also known as IMFS, created for Fifer Mexico. This is part 1, and will provide a general overview of the system. This is a view of the main menu, from which it is possible to access all of the functional and report areas of IMFS. When IMFS is installed, the folders shown in this diagram will also be created. Each has a specific function, explained as follows. First of all, the data folder is a user folder and can be used to store any data required by the system, such as historical sales data. Secondly, the program folder contains systems files needed to create various reports. The files in this folder must not be deleted or modified in any way, or the system may not function properly. Thirdly, the Reports folder is the location in which all of the reports created by the system will be kept. And finally, the Templates folder is where the system will place all templates it creates. Going back to IMFS, the main menu is divided into 4 sections. The first is Setup, which must be completed before any of the other sections can work. The second is the Data area, in which current information is entered to enable the creation of a forecast and other reports. The third section is where the forecast and most reports are generated by the system, and the final review section is where some of those reports are fed back into the system after being reviewed and modified, to further increase the accuracy of the forecast. Before examining each of these sections, it might be useful to explain the overall reasoning and methodology used in the IMFS. When trying to work out how much stock to order this week, key to our forecast is the assumption that the volume we moved in the past can provide a good indication of what we're likely to move in the future. Looking back at total sales over the last 52 weeks for each SKU allows us to make assumptions about total future sales. Even though our assumed demand may be divided evenly over future weeks, in reality, sales might actually occur in irregular peaks and troughs. Our forecast must provide a guide as to what our stock requirements are now, and what they're likely to be in the future. It must also be flexible, and have the ability to change with changing market demand, or market intelligence we may have about when particular stocks will be required, and when they won't. Therefore, the methodology used involves evaluating not just whether we have enough stock on hand to supply the demand for a SKU until new stocks arrive, but also whether the next lot of stocks to arrive will be enough to meet demand accumulating between now and the arrival date, and the time it would take for the next lot after that to arrive. The time between stock arrival, or stock in dates, is called lead time period. Therefore, the order we need to place this week should take into consideration the accumulated demand between now and the next to-do lead time period for each SKU, less any stock on hand we currently have, and less any arrivals we are expecting before the next lead time period. This concludes the first part of this video. Part 2 will look at the Setup section, and the information required, as well as the entry options and features of IMFS.